I literally felt like the Wizard of Oz last night, so I didn't really like sleep so hot.
I know the weather. I live in, I don't know if you can tell, but this is like a jail cell. See the cinder block, and it's kind of pink to keep me psychologically calm,
Right.
Yeah.
It's pretty
And
prison.
yeah, it's a pretty prison, and I decorated it Hollywood glam.
Nice.
So I've got a chandelier. Oh, it's not wanting to cooperate because I dropped my computer one too many times. But
Just one too many.
I've got a chandelier
Oh, pretty.
and lots of glitz and glam everywhere because I want to live in a jewelry box.
Nice.
So this is my place. There's Marilyn Monroe.
Good old Norma Jane.
She has to be in the background so she's blurry,
Oh.
Yeah, so this today, you guys that are watching, very seldom does anybody come on and watch at the moment. They sneak on like little voyeurs, like little peeping toms, and look when it's on YouTube, and that's okay. That's all right.
Yeah.
Everything's cool. It takes a village to raise an idiot, and I'm the idiot. I don't know. I just do this. Yeah. So Comic Spot was started so that I could spy on people during the pandemic and see if they were going down the tube psychologically. I'm a little spy. I'm like Gladys Kravitz on Bewitched, but you probably don't know that reference. But I'm nosy. You do.
Yeah.
And so I started checking in on people, and we all felt better. So I thought, well, I'm going to keep this ball rolling. And then I learned how to interview people by failure. And then I learned how not to use crappy equipment and expect anybody to watch it. And so I got better equipment.
Yay.
It's been a journey. And
Good.
I'm so glad you're here on Comic Spot. And yeah, and you guys go to my YouTube and click the button wherever you find it. Click the button that says subscribe so that I become more popular than you. That's the goal. Anyway, today we have a special guest. You can see she's so young and beautiful, vivacious and funny and nice, and she's intelligent. She's gonna go places. Yeah, look at her. She's a doll baby. You guys, welcome to the stage here next to me, Hailey Brooks. Yay!
Hi, hello.
Hi, Hailey. Hailey, you're a Vegas comedian. Congratulations.
Thanks. It's every little girl's dream.
Yes, you made the leap onto the stage. You had a funny joke last night about how you're doing comedy, and you said something else at the end of that was so funny. Do you want to repeat that?
Yes. What was it?
Had to do with doing, how you're doing comedy.
Oh, yes. So I've been doing stand-up comedy about 2 months now, just under 2 months. But I've been doing stand-up comedians for much longer.
That is a beautiful line. Oh my God. And it so fits, it's like what everybody's hoping you'll say.
Right. Yeah. And that's the thing too. So if you noticed too, last night when you saw me, I was like half dressed. Okay. Now I'll go either way. I will be sweatpants and hoodie, or I'll, doll it up a little bit. But the day before yesterday, someone came up to me and was like, hey, you need to tone down the hot girl shit. And I was like, oh, okay.
Oh, no, they didn't.
I was half dressed yesterday.
Good. I will do the opposite. Do not try to boss me either.
Exactly. Yeah. I'm very like, if someone tells me I can't do something, watch.
Yeah, I know, because when I walked into Wise Guys last night, that's where we met each other. We're both in Vegas. And when I walked in, I saw your top, and you were adjusting because you had I think like a red brassiere on underneath, kind of a sporty top thing.
Like Sporty Spice, yeah.
Yeah, Sporty Spice. Nothing wrong with the outfit, but I saw a couple people go.
Yep.
It's like, hey, if you got it, flaunt it.
Yeah. I'm aware in my maneuvers. By design.
Yes. I know that do you know who Adam Hunter is by name?
Adam Hunter.
He's an LA comic, and right now he's at the Laugh Factory here. And sometimes he's at LA Comedy Club. You should send him your picture and tell him you're a new comic. He'll put you on a show in LA because he puts on gorgeous women, like 6 or 8 gorgeous women, and you're funny. You're marketable just the way you are. Hit him up. One
Why
day.
you got UFC too? Why do all these stand-up comedians also punch people in the face for a living?
He doesn't. He's got punchlines that punch people in the face. He's a wrestler and a wrestling coach, but he weaseled. I use the word weasel. He weaseled his way into the UFC by going over in Vegas on somewhere by the freeway going west. There's a UFC building where all the UFC fighters go there to practice. So he goes there regularly. Now they all come to his shows. So people come to Adam's shows to meet the fighters.
Oh, look at him.
Yeah, you get it.
Fighters, you got to meet me first.
Yeah. Now I need to bring some of my army people to meet the UFC fighters so there can be a brawl outside. Then we can get some press.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
No,
so you grew up, where'd you grow up, Hailey? Tell me about little Hailey.
Yeah, okay. So little Hailey, what a trip. I'm originally from Philly.
Yes, I love that. I've lived in Philly.
Oh, why?
Comedy.
Okay. That makes sense. No, it really was cool though. I love being from Philly. I'll, talk smack on it all the time, but that's how I was raised. If you love something, you talk poorly about it.
Exactly.
But yeah, no, I love Philly, and it gave me such a tough, nitty gritty attitude in my soul that when I moved to Vegas, I needed to shed some layers. I was like, it's okay to be a little bit nice to people, and I had to learn that. I wasn't mean, but I wasn't, I was not the person I am today. I had to go through some changes there. But yeah, but Philly's cool too because it's very, very close to New York. So growing up, I always just hopped up on the train and was I probably spent more time in the city of New York City than in the city of Philadelphia.
So what'd you do in the city of New York?
So I actually started modeling when I was 13.
I can see that.
Yeah, thanks. I went through it. So I was a cheerleader. Sure, you can see that too. And I always wanted to be a flyer, the ones at the top that fly through the air. But I was always tall and I was a little chunky when I was little. So it just wasn't the cards for me. And I was like, all right, well, what do tall bitches do? They model, right? So I went after it and I started modeling at 13. So I would do runway shows and I would do shoots. I did some small commercials. If anyone's from Delaware, there was a lovely seatbelt PSA and I was the shining star of that one. So
so you and I have something in common. I'm not a model, but my daughter, who's now going to be turning 47 soon, she was a model for 5 years, and I traveled the globe with her modeling career and made sure that she didn't get accosted that I did.
Nice.
I'm a jealous bitch.
Like a good mom.
To protect her. Yeah. So I know about modeling. And so you got to do runways. How cool is that?
Yeah, it was really cool. And it's so funny how it has such a negative connotation, modeling la-di-da, but there's actually a lot of work that goes into it. With the walking and posing, and that's where I really this was before Instagram too. So I used to have a comp card. So I'd have all these photos and all these different poses I could do, and I'd have to physically hand that to people. And then literally when I started leaving, when I turned 18, I came to a crossroads where it was college or keep modeling. And I was college. And that's when Instagram came around. So by the time I graduated, I was on the Tommy Boy plan. It took me 7 years to get a bachelor's degree. By the time I graduated, Instagram was the thing, and I was like, "Whoa, this is a world I don't even know anymore." But let me learn it.
You're naturally funny.
Thanks, it's from the trauma.
Totally. Like bounced on your head, you licked lead telephone poles. What you had to chew bubble gum and swallow it to stay out of trouble? What kind of traumas? Give us some funny traumas.
Okay, I briefly went to Catholic school, so that
That's
that'll
fun.
do it.
You win.
Yeah, briefly went to Catholic school, being raised at East Coast. And then I'm a single mom now, so that comes with a lot of fun challenges.
I was a single mom.
Yeah, now I am.
Now one day you can look just like me.
You know what? That would truly be an accomplishment. So I hope so.
Sometimes I go on stage and I show my midriff because I'm in shape. I got like a 1 or 2 pack, and people don't expect it. So it's funny. Anyway, so one day maybe you'll be lucky enough to have my body.
I would be so lucky. I really would.
So you're from Philly, and it's, catch me if I'm wrong, but at some point you moved away.
Yeah, I did. I left. It's very cold back there. I did not like that. It was super bizarre, my transition to Vegas. So I had an uncle when I was younger, and
I had an uncle.
You had an uncle? Is it the same uncle?
Sorry, it's not about me. Sorry.
No, you're fine. I do the same thing. So I had an uncle that lived in Vegas, and we came out to visit. East Coast, West Coast, very different, right? It's like green and lush and cold over here, and over here it's like it's got those earthy tones, right? So I came to visit, and I was like, "Oh my God, this place is beautiful." I'll never forget seeing the mountains. That was my favorite thing. You're literally surrounded by mountains. But growing up, I was like, I'm gonna live in Hollywood one day, right? LA, that's the dream. And we drove out to LA to visit, and I did not vibe with the city. I was like so disappointed. I was like, what is this? Like, this is, LA, Hollywood, glitz and glamour. And I was like, this place sucks. Fell in love with Vegas, but so did like my whole family. So there was always talks like we're gonna move to Vegas, like all throughout high school, whatever. So I got to college, and I got 2 associate's degrees, and it came time to go to university. I was all signed up. I'm gonna go to Temple University. That's where Bill Cosby went.
I did comedy there one night.
At Temple University? No way! Oh,
outside in the dark and the cold because nobody had the key.
Oh God, that sounds yeah. I did not want to go there.
Bill Cosby.
Yeah, and it was just like in a very bad part of town. And I was just like, I was like, everyone else did that, right? Where I went to community college, everyone here graduated, went to Temple, and I was like, I'm not everyone. I want to do something different. So I sat down with a professor who used to be a director in Hollywood. And he was the first person to ever show me purple carrots. Like, I didn't realize carrots could be other carrots, like colors other than orange. And he's like, if you could be anywhere in the world, where would you be? And I was like, dude, Las Vegas. And he's like, have you ever looked into UNLV? I was like, no, I can't afford it, without ever looking into it. And then he pulled it up, and I was like, shit, that's the same price as my community college. Like, what? Seriously. So then the same exact time I literally leave, I called my mom. I was like, look, I'm going to go to Vegas. And she was like, that's great, because I'm transferring to Vegas. And I was like, here we go. Let's go, world. Hell yeah. And it was even better because my mom got here first, and we had an apartment. I stayed with my mom. We stayed in an apartment. And I literally wrote a letter to UNLV and told them how much I loved Vegas, and that my mom was moving here. I have other family members moving here, and they gave me in-state tuition. So it was even cheaper. All I had to do was ask. Wow.
That's so cool.
Yeah. So that's how I ended up here.
So what kind of degree are you going after? Are you still in school? Is that what's the deal?
Oh no, I graduated. I graduated at the end of 2017. I have a degree in journalism and media studies.
And so what are your plans off comedy stage
Oh,
with your degree?
that's a wonderful question. Well, let me fill you in a little bit. So when I graduated, I immediately started working at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. I was on a radio show. Like I was a sports reporter. I was really out there doing the thing. Like I was in the Golden Knights locker room doing interviews, like even as a college student, and then did it afterwards. Yeah, I was at, and
I'm
then
such a NASCAR fan.
that's right, we talked about it. And it's literally in town this weekend. Yeah. So I got to interview, you know, that's the 2 years I was there. I got to interview every driver. Like my very first day, we were at Top Golf for an event with Bubba Wallace. He was there.
Yes.
It was a little media thing. It was before the whole controversy. So it was like cool. I was like, oh my God, I'm working with Bubba Wallace. Like what? Like I would travel and it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. And the job that I had, it didn't exist before I had actually gotten there. So I was able to like make it whatever I wanted to make it. It was really, really cool. It was a really cool experience. And then I gave it all up for a boy. So that was great. Literally, the week I found out, so I have 2 kids, happy little surprises, love them both, happy little surprises. The week we found out I was pregnant with my first was the week my ex was starting his own business in California. So my whole pregnancy with my first, he was in California and I was out here in Vegas. And I would literally like travel back and forth. Like it was a mess. It was messy, messy, messy. And then the week I gave birth, so it was a really, really hard birth. I had preeclampsia, which is like, if you're not familiar, it's when Kim Kardashian got really, really fat when she was pregnant and everyone was making fun of her. That's what she had. And it was like scary. So I had that. I almost died. The baby almost died. And then I up and moved to California with no friends, no family, no money, no job, nothing. COVID happens. And I got pregnant again. Like right away. And then I gave birth to my second during COVID. And then I had 2 kids to raise, nobody around. COVID was happening. I was like, what is this? I don't like this. And I left and I came back to Vegas.
And how old are your children today?
My son will be 4 on March 16th. And then my daughter will be 3 on Cinco de Mayo. I got a little Mexican baby.
Well, that's so cool. And what are your children's names? Your son is?
My son is Brady. Their dad is from Boston. And my daughter is Rocky.
Oh, so cool. So what do they think of mama, or is it too soon to tell?
They love me. They love some mommy. So my son is definitely like a mommy's boy. And when it comes to the 2 of them, like he's the softie, my daughter's the tough one. Like it's a nice little role reversal. So my daughter doesn't quite talk yet. She has like a handful of words. But yeah, my son, he loves him some mommy.
So your daughter, she might be observing and she's going to wait till talk until she's doing paragraphs.
Yeah, that's kind of where we're at. Like she'll say little things, like she could say like more and milk and water, but she's not like full. It's actually very common with kids that were born during COVID because they weren't really around other kids. Like she had her brother, but like other kids their age, they didn't really have because they shut down parks and everything and you weren't allowed to exist or anything else. So
yes, the socialization skills.
Yeah. Which I mean, she's a tough little brute. There was one time they are best friends. I couldn't ask for a better relationship for them. There's a park near us and it has those like, you know, those exo what's that game? Tic-tac-toe.
Yeah.
Pretty tic-tac-toe things. And my son's sitting there and he's playing and this other kid comes over and he wants to play with the tic-tac-toe thing. And Brady's like, no, like, you can't do this. No. I had to pull Brady aside. I'm like, look, no, you need to share. Like, this is what we do, blah, blah, blah. I turn around. My daughter is blocking the tic-tac-toe thing with her full body and just like staring at this kid. Like, my brother said, you can't play with this. Like, nope. I'm like, oh God, they're going to raise hell together.
So what made you decide to go from being a NASCAR reporter
Mhm.
and with 2 degrees to decide to go from dating comics to being on stage and in your face, I'm funnier than you
Yeah. Life did
and
it.
better looking.
Yeah. Watch. I'll do it with a pretty bow. Okay. Goddamn. Watch me. Yeah. So I've always been making jokes. Like when I graduated high school, I got class clown 2011 Upper Moreland High School. No big deal. It's always existed. It's always been there. And at the root of all of my video production and reporting and everything, there's always been like a little bit of humor. I've always gone the humorous route. But while I was a stay-at-home mom and I was like searching for my purpose in life anymore, because that of all the jobs I've had, that shit was the worst, that I do not recommend to anyone ever. Like I swear, being a single mom sucks and it's hard. It's way easier than being a stay-at-home mom. I'm just gonna say that here and now. For the record, I have done both. Shout out to stay-at-home moms. They're literally doing the Lord's work. So while I was a stay-at-home mom, this is when TikTok was like coming about and being bigger. It was like Musically, and then it was TikTok. And I was like, okay, well, if I'm ever going to get my career back, I need to like learn the new technology, right? So I started messing around with TikTok and I was like, I hate this thing. It's stupid. Get the fuck out of my face. I freaking hated it. But then after a while, I was like, all right, let me do this. And I actually was starting a podcast for moms. Because like I told you, I had preeclampsia. And that really messed with me. It really, really, really messed with me. And then I realized all these other women that had it and experienced it as well. And I was like, okay, I'm not alone here. Let's use my reporter skills. Let's talk to these other women. And I was trying to do that. It was terrible. It still exists on my YouTube, but it was terrible video production. I was doing way too much. I would like make a cocktail and then like interview these moms. It's just for like my kids are in the next room. It was just, I was doing too much. But through that, I started to try to promote that on TikTok. And I started just making TikToks poking fun at being a stay-at-home mom. And those took off. Like I started to get more views, more views, more views. The video that literally changed my life got 1.9 million views. It was a game changer. And it was just me pretending to be a 911 dispatcher, like responding to a mom who just wanted someone to come watch her kids like for a couple hours. And it blew up. And that literally gave me like the money to leave the situation I was in. So I like rounded up my kids and I was like, I got my couple bucks from TikTok. Let's go. And we left. And so I came back to Vegas, and obviously it wasn't like all fun and games for a while. It was a struggle, and I was trying to figure out, what's this new life? Like, what am I going to do? And then the dust kind of settled, and I was like, it's time to pull the trigger and do something I've been wanting to do. Because I've been making videos about Vegas recently. That's what really gave me the push, is I started making these funny skits about Vegas and life in Las Vegas, and those did really well. And I was like, okay, maybe I do have something here. So I was like,
Nice.
I'm gonna try this. And I did it the first time. I completely blacked out, but I was like, I'm hooked. I found it.
So cool. So you get up on stage. Did any comedians that you had met through comedy going there with other comics, did any comics say you gotta go on stage?
I had a couple people like, yeah, you need to do it. Yeah, you need to do it. Because I started poking my head around in the comedy scene before I actually got on stage, right? Because I don't want to like get kidnapped or anything in the process. So I started like watching some local shows and meeting some people. And at first I met some very unsavory characters. And I was like, I don't know if this is the right path. So I like kind of took a step back and I gave myself another little push. And that's when I found Wise Guys. And I was like, oh, here we go. These are the people I need to find.
Totally.
There's a couple people before like, yeah, just get on stage. But nobody in particular was like, you're funny as shit, go on stage, other than me, myself in the mirror.
So you go on stage your very first time. Where was it at? How did you do?
It was at Wise Guys. My very first time on stage was at Wise Guys. It went pretty well. Like a lot of comedians came up to me afterwards and was like, you're onto something here. Like you're funny and you handle yourself very well. I'm like, because my background, it helps me navigate like crowd. I also used to be a party host in Vegas. So when I first moved to Vegas and I was in college, I was a party host on the party buses. So it's my job to entertain drunk people all night long.
Oh my gosh, you're a natural to be a real host.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I can't wait till you host a real show.
No, me too. And I was an MC for like NBA Summer League. So like
What?
yeah.
What? I'm an NBA fan. Stop it. Stop
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. So this was like when I finally got to do it, it was like 2017 and like Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown were there. Like it was a really cool experience.
Wow, that's so cool. What else have you done?
Oh God. My baby daddy, you know? Oh yeah. I like all kinds of odd jobs that honestly like helped me get here. Like I was a server, bartender, cocktail waitress. When I first came to Vegas, I knew like COVID was still kind of fizzling out. And I was like, I know I'm not going to work in sports right away or anytime soon, if ever again. And so I actually came back and I was working at Sapphire, which if you're not familiar, is the world's largest strip club. Now, I was not a stripper. I was a cocktail waitress outside at the Toptional pool party. Okay. But a couple weeks in, I realized that they used to have these like DJs, these like guys, they like kind of aged out. And they had an MC. She was okay, but she was gone this one weekend. And I was like, let me show you what I can do. And I picked up the microphone, and I swear to God, I became Vegas's first MCing cocktail waitress.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
That is something else. I love the Sapphire place. And they love comedy there.
They do. Yeah, they really do.
Yeah. I know Stephen Pearl, he used to travel with Robin Williams and Sam Kinison, legends, and he's done the Sapphire Room for years.
Yeah, they used to have like a comedy, was it comedy burlesque?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they used to have someone over there. Yeah, they love comedy over there.
I'm going to be doing comedy burlesque in Long Beach on
With
the 14th.
Kiki Maroon?
What?
With Kiki Maroon?
I don't know who, they haven't told me who's on the show. I'm going to be at Harvell's on March 14th.
Oh, that's so exciting.
I can't wait. I'm throwing myself into it. I don't know what's going to, I might strip. I don't care. What do I care? They're not going to expect it.
The tease. It's the sensual tease.
Yeah. I might make them think I'm taking off my clothes.
That's the point. It's like, haha, am I or aren't I?
Yeah. Well, okay. So what do you want to accomplish? See, I'm 73. When you are 73 and your cheeks are down to your waist, like mine, what do you want to accomplish before you get old like me and kick the bucket?
Nice. Yeah. I literally have my 5-year plan. I actually went to like a job interview a year ago, and he was like, what's your 5-year plan? And I was like, well, I actually wrote it down right here. So very proud of it. I was like, I have my 5-year plan right here. But for me, my biggest thing is like to be my own boss and have a lot of freedom. Right. And I love creating content. Like I love being on stage. I also love videos. Like videos are that's really like my like passion, because it's the storytelling, which is comedy. It's storytelling. So in my ideal world, I would love to just be like a content creator and like have a team of people. And my whole thing with like, so my handle on TikTok and everything is Hailey's Happy Hour. And what I've been able to do with video and just from my phone with social media and everything, I want to be able to teach others, specifically women, how to do the same so they don't have to end up in a really bad situation or whatever it is, so that they can use that oomph, and if they need to leave or if they just need a little extra income, whatever it is, they can do the same.
Will you teach me?
Absolutely.
I'm a woman. I was a woman at birth. I'm a natural born woman.
Yes.
So, okay, so you're on stage a few months, right?
Yeah.
On comedy stages. It's going well. And what on stage how far do you want to take your comedy?
I want to go all the way, man. I'm a go big or go home person. Like I really and truly am. And that's where I run. Like, obviously it's going to present challenges because I am a single mom and my kids are going to come first. But I look at these, like, you know, you're an inspiration, and you look at the modern day female comedians too, where you have like Whitney Cummings, Nikki Glazer, Taylor Tomlinson, Eliza Schesslinger, like there is this new voice for female comedians. And it's just, I want to ride that wave, man. I was a sports reporter, my dear. I love doing things better than the boys.
Yeah, you can mix it up.
Yeah. But that's because like my comedy and my video world started as being geared towards mom, which is towards women. So I have a lot of jokes geared towards women, and that's really the audience I want to reach. Now, men, I have nothing against men. Don't get me wrong, I have nothing against men. I just prefer things that other women prefer.
That's really cool, because just to be honest about how beautiful you are, if you were to come on stage without your likability and your good looks and focus on men, it wouldn't fly. They wouldn't be fair to you.
Mm-mm.
So you got a good angle there. Because as adorable as you are, you're going to have to, I hate to say cater, but you're going to have to be relatable to women.
Right.
Yeah, definitely. That's a smart choice.
Yeah. That's why I like to poke fun at, like, I'm like, hey guys, I used to be a sports reporter. It gets the men like, oh, wow. And then I'm like a single mom, and it gets the girls like, yeah.
Absolutely. Very smart. Yeah. Well, I love you on stage. I love you off stage. I'm so glad you're a part of our comedy community. You're a bright light. You're a positive fixture. And I hope that comedy serves you as well as the rest of your life has served you. I just think it's so cool that you're a single mom, because I know all about single moms.
Yeah.
Trust me, I could write a book about what not to do.
You should. Can I read it?
We should all, they say, like when you have a child and they're mad at you as they're growing up, well, you didn't come with a manual. Well, a child should come with a manual. We should not be able to leave the hospital without a manual. We need to have a manual, and single moms need their own.
Yeah, no, because it's like, hey, you gotta do everything. But at least like when you leave the hospital, they're like, all right, see you in 6 weeks. It's like 6 weeks. What if that's a long time? Do you understand what just happened here? I don't know what you think I'm capable of, but not that.
Oh my gosh. So has anything funny come out of your oldest son's mouth yet? He's older, so I'm going to focus on him. Yeah. Does he have a sense of humor?
He does. He thinks he's hilarious. His thing right now is he goes, look at my butt. And he just like pulls his pants down and shows you his butt. I'm like, why? Why are you doing this? Okay, look your butt. Look at my butt. The funniest moment I had with him, though, I swear to God, like I give them like granola bars and I just call them kind bars. Like even if they're not kind bars, they're just kind bars. And he loves kind bars because they're borderline just like chocolate candy. And so he was like asking for a kind bar, and we were in the car, and I was like, buddy, like we're all out of kind bars. I'm sorry. And he did ask, he goes, what? Like, I'm sorry. Yeah, we're out of kind bars. But the weird thing is hearing the way you talk regurgitated back to you. I'll literally have moments where I'm like, oh, I should stop saying that. I don't like how it sounds. I don't like it. I don't like it coming back at me. I don't like that one.
Do you know the comedian Penny Prince?
Yes.
Okay, so I had him on here doing something with Lindsay Glazer, him and me, and he was talking about how he does impressions. And I said, can you do an impression? He goes, I'll do one of you. And he mimicked my voice, and I wanted to kill myself. I was like, stop it. I don't want to ever talk again. Stop.
We all hate the sound of our own voice. Just so you know, we all do. We all hate the sound of our own voice.
All right. Well, tell us how to follow you and make you more popular than you are already.
Thanks.
And then also tell us where we can see you live, or where, if you do Zoom stuff, or we gotta help you.
Yes, thank you. I love help. So right now on TikTok, I'm at Hailey's Happy Hour, Hailey. That's my TikTok handle. That is also my YouTube, Hailey's Happy Hour. That is like under construction. There's still some videos up there right now. But I'm gonna be bringing back my like mom podcast specifically for moms, just because that's my thing. That's who got me here. Okay. With these other women of the internet. And then on Instagram, I am Hailey in Vegas, Hailey in Vegas.
I spelled Hailey wrong on the Facebook today.
Girl, there's 27 ways, like autocorrect will fix it. Like it's fine. It's cool now though, because there's like, pop culture drama is like Selena Gomez versus Hailey Bieber. And she spells her name the way I spell my name. So it's actually been great for me because now people spell my name right.
Okay, so here's the biggest question of the day. Why were you named Hailey?
Oh, okay. So my mom claims that Hailey's Comet, they were talking about Hailey's Comet on TV, and she wanted to make sure it was Hailey and not Hallie. So she spelled it Hailey. And then my middle name is Brooks, which is what I go by, Hailey Brooks. And she turned on the radio and Garth Brooks was playing. So I'm Hailey Brooks.
So have you ever heard of Hayley Mills, the actress?
Yes.
Did you ever see any of her movies?
I've seen her headshots.
I really liked Hayley Mills back in the day, but I haven't seen hide nor hair of her. That's a really old phrase. I haven't seen her lately. She ghosted me. What can I say?
Yeah, right? So yeah, I'm over this. Hollywood.
So we can follow you on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
Remind me of the names of those places.
Yes. So I'm on Facebook, but not really. So it's mostly YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram. On YouTube and TikTok, I'm Hailey's Happy Hour. On Instagram, I'm Hailey in Vegas.
Got it. Okay. And where can we see you performing live? I know where I can see you, but you have to tell them.
Yes. Okay. So I've been hitting up Wise Guys on Tuesdays and Wednesdays for the open mic. Occasionally, childcare and everything. Thursdays at Notoriety. Monday for sure. This week, Monday, I'm gonna hit Free Zone, which is over in the Fruit Loop. Love it over there. If you follow me on Instagram, I'll always post where I'm going to be. There's always things coming up, and like I said, childcare presents some challenges sometimes. So it's like I'm trying to do as much as I can, especially packed in like one night. Like, how many microphones can I get to this night? But yeah, so that's the best way.
That's great. Let's do that together. It looks like a before and after picture.
Yeah.
Well, once I was gorgeous. What the hell happened?
It's wisdom. Which, especially like navigating the scene and everything, is the things like I need all the knowledge, like as much as possible. Like I'm always constantly like reading and watching and looking how I could do better. Like I'm not like, oh, I'm perfect because I can make you laugh. Like, no, there's always room for improvement, and I'm always gonna be working on that. Like I was really proud of myself. I did a 10-minute set this past week, and it probably was my best set I've done yet. Yeah, it was really exciting. That was at Mom's Basement. Have you been there yet?
I have not, but I met them last night.
Yes, they were there.
So was it did you do a rant or did you do a regular comedy set?
No, it was a regular comedy set. I know they have that rant coming up, but it was a regular comedy set.
So are you looking forward to doing a rant?
Yes. Yes. I could stand there with a microphone and bitch about many things.
They can't give me enough time to talk about 73 years worth of bullshit. How first you say coffee's good for you, then it's bad, then chocolate, and
everything causes cancer.
Yeah. Anyway, you've been a doll to come on. In closing, Hailey Brooks, what would you like to say to fans? What would you like to say to people who aren't fans yet? What would you like to say to other comedians? What do you want to say to inspire a sad world? What do you want to say?
I love that you use the word inspire, because I do have a little bit of a following on TikTok, which classifies me as an influencer. I freaking hate that word. I prefer to be an inspirer. That's my message behind everything. Like, I want to inspire other people because life has handed me a bunch of bullshit, but I like to package it up and put a pretty little bow on it and hand it back. Like, what now? So that's my message to everyone. If you try me, if you fuck around, you will find out. I I'm very adamant on if you tell me I can't do something, I will turn around and do it. To everyone who has been supporting me, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And if you do choose to support me, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I severely appreciate it. And if anybody is like questioning themselves in their next move in life, maybe it's, hey, I want to get on stage and do stand-up comedy. Do it. There's only one of you. That's what makes you you. That's what makes you unique and original. Just do it. Start before you're ready. Go.
I love you.
Thanks.
I love you. You're the best. You're the best thing that's happened in my 9 years of comedy.
Thanks.
Thank you so much for coming on. I love you lots.
Oh, thank you so much.
You guys, Hailey Brooks, follow her. Go back and read it. Where to follow her? YouTube, TikTok, a little bit of Facebook, and Instagram.
Yeah.
She's an influencer.
Yeah.
Inspirer.
Fire.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Love you.